Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah. Alhamdulillah. Salatu wassalam ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. A'udhu billahi minash shaitan rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi zidni ilma. Allahumma la sahla illa ma ja'altahu sahla. Wa anta taj'alul hazna idha shi'ta sahla. Ahlan wa sahlan. ومرحبا بكم. I welcome you all to the class of Arabiyya Bayna Yadayk. And inshallah ta'ala, we are in the fourth part of this unit, unit 15, part 4, وسائل المحافظة على البيئة, the means of protecting the environment. Right, the means of protecting the environment. Now, inshallah ta'ala, we will I'll read this. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Let's begin. Tahiyyatun, preparation. فكر في الإجابة عن الأسئلة التالية. Think about the answers of the following questions. هل في بلدك منظمة تحافظ على البيئة? Is there in your country an organization which protects the environment? So حافظ يحافظ is to protect. نعم is to protect. And حافظ يحافظ is to protect. And it takes ala, right? Protecting on something. But while in English we don't say protect me, we don't say on something. So we might not translate ala here. تحافظ على البيئة, protecting on the environment. We just say protecting the environment. إلى أي شيء تدعو هذه المنظمة? To which thing does this organization call towards? So what is its goal? And what is the goal of this organization? كيف يحافظ الإنسان على البيئة? How can the human protect يحافظ الإنسان على البيئة, protect his environment or the environment? ما أختار التلوث على الإنسان. أختار خطر, أختار لتخاف, with a kha, sorry, with a kha, not with a qaf. Qaf, it's qatr, it's drops. But this is dangers. What are the dangers of pollution on the human? So these are, this is وسائل المحافظة على البيئة, means of protecting the environment. So let's begin. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. على الإنسان أن يحافظ على البيئة التي يعيش فيها وألا يفسدها. على الإنسان, on the human, that means it's a responsibility on the human being, أن يحافظ على البيئة, that he should protect the environment التي يعيش فيها, in which he lives. Right? التي يعيش فيها, in which he lives. He should protect the environment. وَأَلَّا يُفْسِدَهَا, and that he should not corrupt it. وَأَلَّا يُفْسِدَهَا, and that he should not corrupt it. Allah is actually an plus la. It becomes an la. That's why it's mansub, right? Because an makes it mansub, no? An lan kay idan nawasibul mudari. They make the fi'l mudari mansub. It gives a fatha to the mudari verb, to the present tense verb. ألا يفسدها لأنها من أعظم نعم الله على عباده. So he should not spoil the environment because it is from the biggest ni'mah of Allah ala ibadihi. It is from the biggest blessings of Allah. Ni'matun is the singular, ni'am is the plural. It is the biggest ni'mah of Allah ala ibadihi, on his slaves. Abdun, the plural is ibad. Abdun, ibadun. وفي كثير من بلاد العالم اليوم منظمات, and in various countries in the world today there are a lot of organizations. There are many organizations تدعو إلى المحافظة على البيئة, which are calling towards protecting the environment. وتقوم تلك المنظمات بأعمال عديدة, and these organizations undertake various works. بأعمال عديدة Amal, works, and munazzamat, organization. Taqumu, literally qama yaqumu is to stand. But when you do amal, and we say undertake. No? So qama also means to undertake. Qumtu bil amali, I undertook this work. But literally قام يقوم is to stand, right? قم. منها بيان أخطار تلوث البيئة على الإنسان والحيوان والنبات. And from the works of these organizations which are there to protect the environment, بيان أخطار تلوث البيئة, right? To bayan is to speak, to clarify, or to spread awareness of the dangers of environmental pollution على الإنسان والحيوان والنبات, on the humans and the animals and the trees. ومراقبة الحكومات المؤسسات, and مراقبة, how do you translate مراقبة? Muraqabah is looking or looking intently, but here maybe it means control. Raqabah. Raqib is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is intently watching on this, on the abd. So muraqabah is control, and control of the hukumat, the governmental control, wal muassasat, and the organizations. Maybe hukumat. Government monitoring. Government monitoring. And institutions. Muassasun, institutions. So what these organizations do is they organize, they create awareness, as well as they monitor the governments and the establishments. So they might monitor various industries or whatever. التي تفسد البيئة, التي تفسد البيئة, which تفسد البيئة, which spoil the environment. وذكر وسائل المحافظة على البيئة, and mentioning of the means of protecting the environment. Right? Supervising, yeah, supervising. مراقبة, yeah, maybe controlling or supervising, yeah. Yeah, supervising is more correct, I guess. Yes. مراقبة الحكومات, so they supervise the government also. So these organizations are looking for the institutions and the companies or whatever, and they, if they're spoiling the environment, they go and stop them, or they go and create awareness about them. Yeah, supervise is good. Yes, supervise is, yeah, it's correct. Yeah, control. Yeah, supervise is more correct. Jazakallahu Khair. من وسائل المحافظة على البيئة, from the means of protecting the environment, التي يدعو إليه الإسلام, which Islam calls towards, right? التي يدعو إليها الإسلام, which Islam calls towards, غرس الأشجار. غرس is sowing, right? غرس يغرس is the verb. غرس is the masdar. غرس الأشجار, sowing of trees. You don't sow trees, I mean, sowing of plants. Shajaratun is a tree, but gharsul ashjar, that is you sow the seeds. ومن الخطأ, and from the mistakes, is إحراق الغابات, is burning. أحرق يحرق, from for, like أسلم يسلم إسلاما, أحرق يحرق إحراقا. إحراق الغابات is the burning of jungles. كما يحدث في بعض البلاد الآن, as it happens in some of the countries now. Right, as it happens in some of the countries. So they burn the whole jungles and so on. This is min al-khata. These are the mistakes. قال الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم إن قامت القيامة وفي يد أحدكم فسيلة نخلة صغيرة فإن استطاع لا تقوم حتى يغرسها فليغرسها. The Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم said, إن قامت القيامة, if, in means if, right? If the qiyamah is happening, right? Day of judgment is happening. وفي يد أحدكم فسيلة, and in one of yours hand you have a fasila. Fasila is what? نخلة صغيرة is a small nakhla. Nakhla is a date palm. So you have a small sampling, or what do you say? Small tree, small plant of the date palm. نخلة صغيرة. فإن استطاع لا تقوم, and if your istita, and if you're able to, Allah taquma. This is going back to Qiyamah, I guess. So, istata'ata, it's not you are able to, but if the day of judgment is not able to, hatta yaghrisaha, until he plants it, falyaghrisha, then he should plant it. Because Allah taquma, or maybe it means fine stata, and if it is possible that you do not stand until you plant it, falyaghrisha, maybe it means, let me see the translation, because this taquma can go back to qiyama, it also means you are standing. Yeah. But why is istita'ata? It should have been. So let's see how to translate it in qamat al-salah, in qamat al-qiyamah. Qiyamah. هذا حديث صحيح رواه أحمد. This is an Ahmad. في يد أحدكم. Bukhari also in Adab al-Mufrad, not in Sahih al-Bukhari. If you're able, because I don't, I although we understand the meaning, but does this taquma go to the qiyamah or does it go to you? Because وَفِي يَدِكُمْ أَحَدِكُمْ فَصِيلَةٌ فَإِنِ اسْتَطَاعَ أَلَّا تَقُومَ. Maybe it goes to you because أَحَدِكُمْ is also used. No, he's speaking. حَتَّى يَغْرِسَهَا. But then Allah, the Prophet ﷺ used the third person until he sows it. So let me just check maybe. They didn't. This is even if resurrection was established upon one of you while he has in his hand a sapling, then let him plant it. Okay. Anyways, they didn't. There's another narration of this. All right. Anyways, next one. So we understand the meaning. Allah taquma hatta yaghrisa falyaghrisa. Then he should put it even if qiyamah is coming. Even if the day of judgment coming. ويطلب هذا الحديث من الإنسان. And this hadith requests from the insan or asks from the insan an yazra al-ard, that he should sow the earth. Yazra al-ard is he should plant trees and yeah. Yazra al-ard wa yaj'alaha khadra'a, and make it green. Right? He should plant vegetation and all that. وهذه من أفضل الطرق للمحافظة على البيئة, and this is from the أفضل الطرق is the from the best ways للمحافظة على البيئة, for protection on the environment. Right? We don't translate the on, as I said. Protecting the environment. وحمايتها من التلوث, and protecting. حما يحمي is also to protect, and protect it from تلوث, from pollution. من وسائل المحافظة على البيئة أيضا عدم الإسراف في استهلاك الماء، وبخاصة إذا علمنا أن الماء العذب قليل على الأرض. And from the means of protection, protecting the environment also, عدم الإسراف في الاستهلاك الماء is not doing إسراف. أسرف يسرف is not going, not wasting excessively في استهلاك الماء, in using water. استهلك يستهلك, you could say using, but consumption. Yeah, consumption is more correct. Right? Consumption. في استهلاك الماء, استهلك يستهلك from 10. Halak is to die, right? To die. So istihlak is consumption of water. في استهلاك الماء وبخاصة إذا علمنا, and especially if when we know أن الماء العذب قليل على, that the palatable water is little on the earth. We know that it is very little, the sweet water. وتواجه كثير من الدول أزمة في المياه. واجه يواجه is to face. So many of the countries face azma is drought or shortage, crisis, azma. So many of the countries face water shortage or water crisis. They face a lot of wajaha yuwajihu from 3 is to face. So many of the countries face azmatan fil miyahi. They face shortage or crisis in water. وتؤدي قلة المياه في البلد ما, and it will lead to reduction of qillatul miyah is lessening of water fi baladin ma in any country. Baladin ma means in some country. Ma mubhama it's called fi baladin ma. So it can cause problems in many countries, right? In some country, ila taqlil az-zira'ati was-sina'ati fihi, and it could also lead to reduction of zira'ati, farming, like farming and agriculture, was-sina'ati and industry also fihi. No? So it could lead a lot of problems because of water shortage, because of the azmul ma, azmatul ma, azmatan fil miyah. وقد تؤد مياه is the plural of ma'un, okay? In English, we don't have a plural of water, but in Arabic, we have a plural, and that is مياه. وقد تؤدي أزمة المياه في العالم إلى حروب بين الدول. And these water crisis or water shortage can cause wars between countries. إلى حروب بين الدول, wars between countries, because water is very important, so it could lead to wars also. ولأهمية الماء فإن الإسلام ينهى عن الإسراف فيه في كل شيء حتى في العبادات. And for the importance of water, because ولأهمية الماء, for the importance of water, فإن الإسلام, indeed Islam, ينهى عن الإسراف, has prohibited from israf, right? Transgression or wasting of water, wastage. Fihi fi kulli shay, in everything, right? Wastage is prohibited in everything. Hatta fil ibadat, even in ibadats. Hatta fil ibadat, even in worship. Right? It's not like, oh, you want to do wudu and you can waste water. No, in wudu and ghusl, it has to be without israf. Okay, istiyab, comprehension. Comprehension. Okay. يحافظ لا يحافظ. So ده علامة الصحيحة أمام العبادة تحت يحافظ أو تحت لا يحافظ على البيئة. So he protects, he's not protecting. So they are telling different types of people here. And this person protects and this person doesn't protect. Okay. شخص يبين أخطار التلوث. A person is يبين, he explains the dangers of pollution. So this is يحافظ. This guy protects. Very good guy. شخص يفسد البيئة. A person who is spoiling the environment. He is لا يحافظ. لا يحافظ. شخص يغرس الأشجار. He's planting trees. Great. Good guy. شخص يدعو للمحافظة على البيئة. Right? This guy is calling towards protecting the environment. شخص يحرق الغابات. لا يحافظ. هذا شخص لا يحافظ. This person is not protecting the environment. شخص يسرف في استهلاك المياه. He's transgressing in consumption of water. He's wasting water. لا يحافظ. This guy also doesn't protect. Okay, let's go down. الطريق الثاني ده علامة الصحيحة بجانب الفكرة رئيسة في كل فقرة. Right? The central idea in each paragraph. الفكرة الرئيسة في الفقرة الأولى تتحدث عن, the central idea in the first paragraph speaks about المنظمات التي تحافظ على البيئة, أن البيئة من نعم الله أخطار التلوث. Right? The first paragraph talks about the organizations which protect the environment, or that the environment is from the blessings of Allah, and or does it speak about أخطار التلوث? First paragraph. That it is from the blessings of Allah, I think. Organizations, yeah. It talks about organization. Yeah. The central idea is for Alif, I think, the Hamza. Yeah. Or maybe min ni'amillah also. It could be both. Because if he talks about the fiqratul ula, maybe the first fiqra he means still here, but the first fiqra is still here, right? The central idea is organizations. Anyways, the second, it could be this or this, because I think it's organizations, but it could also be blessings of Allah. Al-fikratu ra'isatu fil وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله. الفكرة الرئيسة في الفقرة الثانية تتحدث عن. The central idea in the second paragraph speaks about. Second paragraph. من وسائل المحافظة. This planting of trees, I think. غرس الأشجار, yeah, I think Hamza. Now this is the correct. وسائل المحافظة, no. The means, no, this mainly speaking about planting of trees. حرق الغابات, لا, لا. Burning of jungles, no. الفكرة الرئيسة في الفقرة الثالثة تتحدث عن أزمة الماء, is talking about water crisis, لا. الإسراف في الماء is wastage of water, لا. عدم الإسراف في الماء, yes. Yes, not wasting water. Is not wasting water. Okay. Next, المفردات, vocabulary. هاتي جمع الكلمات التالية من النص واستعملها في جمل من إنشائه. Give the plural of the following words from the lesson and use them in your sentences. حرب, the plural of حرب is حروب. حرب, حروب. حكومة, حكومة, حكومات. حكومة, حكومات. نعم, حكومة, حكومات. Garments. شجرة, أشجار. The plural is أشجار. عمل, إعمال. عمل, إعمال. خطر, danger. أخطار, dangers. أخطار, أخطار كثيرة. عبادة, عبادات. عبادة, عبادات. عبادات. Then find the meaning of these words in the dictionary, right? ابحث عن الكلمات التالية في معجم. Sorry, it's off. Will you be doing متممة جميع or خطر الندى? Yeah, inshallah, someday, inshallah. Someday, متممة, yeah, inshallah. I have a goal, inshallah, someday. But first, our goals are to do Ajrumia itself. We didn't do that on the channel. And Qatrun Nada requires a lot of study. Inshallah, maybe a few years it might take us. Qatrun Nada, especially if you want to do the Sharah of Ibn Hisham himself. Inshallah, someday. Someday. It'll take years because I have to do Ajrumiya first, Ajrumiya, and then I want to do the Shara of Muhyiddin and also of Sheikh Ibn Uthaymeen. I want to do both their shuruh. Then there's Sarf also. We have to cover Balagha, Balaghatul Wadiha or Balaghatul Muyassara. There's a lot to grow. So someday, slowly, we'll go ahead. Inshallah. So it's possible to understand just by going through Medina books 1 to 3. Yes, mostly yes. If you revise a lot, yes, you will understand the Quran, inshallah. But you might have to look at the Arab or the translation of the Quran. I mean the verse 1 time or 2 times, and then you get the meanings of those. Then you can understand, inshallah. Because the only issue will be vocabulary, little bit issue, but most of it you can, alhamdulillah. Yeah, well, it'll take time. Like after you complete Medina books, it'll take a year, like a reading of the Quran again and again and again. Because I remember when I finished Medina books, it took me 1 or 2 years. Alhamdulillah. But once you get it, it's like you knew it like since your childhood. That's how languages work, right? You feel like you know everything. I mean, you take it, you take it lightly. I'm like, oh, I understood it since all the time now. That's how you feel, alhamdulillah. But the taste of understanding the Quran is something else in the Taraweeh and all that. Okay, istihlakun is consumption. Tuwajihu, face. So istihlakun again. You should know this is form 10. So this cannot be the root word. This cannot be the root word. This cannot be the root word. And alif is also not a root word. So the root word is ha, lam, and kaf. Now, inshallah, keep going. Yeah, inshallah. Ha, lam, and kaf. Right. So how do you know the root letter? You have to know that this is form 10. Okay. And again, next one, tuwajihu. So you might get confused and think ta is the root letter. No. Right? Tuwajihu. You should know that this is form 3. Okay. How do you know it's form 3? Well, fa'ala yufa'ilu. Anytime you see a dhamma, generally it is form 2, 3, or 4. So ta cannot be, and the alif is not. So the root letter is waj, right? Wa, jim, and ha. Inshallah, when we do sarf, you might have a good idea of this, inshallah, someday, how to find the root letters and so on. So sarf is totally focused on words, not on sentences. Nahu is mostly on sentences. Taqumu, again, qaf, waw, and mim. It's undertakes or stands. Al muhafadha. This is on the pattern of mufa'ala, and this is again form 3. The mafulun bi ismu maful from 3. Muhafadhati. Hafadha yuhafidhu. Again, ha, fa, and dha is the root letter. So you go to the dictionary, like Handsware dictionary, and you search ha, fa, and dha. You'll get this meaning. Al-israf, this is form 4. How do you know it's form 4 again? Well, you should know that if'al pattern is the masdar of form 4, like islamun. Aslama, yuslimu, islam, form 4. Okay. So this is israfun. So which is the root letter? It's not hamza, obviously, because if'alun. If. So this is the fa kalima, and this is the ain kalima, and this is the lam. Sin, ra, and fa. And muraqaba is again ra, qaf, and ba. Because this is again mufa'ala. See, muhafadha, muraqaba, same pattern, because this is all raqaba, yuraqib from 3, 3, 3. Inshallah. So you have to, if you're doing this Arabiyya Bayna Yadayk, you have to understand the forms. Now, form 2, form 3, form 4. Bab fa'ala, bab af'ala, bab tafa'ala, bab tafa'ala, bab infa'ala, istaf'ala. Right? Because since beginning of these books, next book will go to book 3 of Al-Arabiyya Bayna Yadayk, and it's full of this, obviously. Even now it's full of it, but next books will all be cumulative. ملاحظة النحوية علامة جزم الفعل المضارع. The sign of مجزوم الفعل المضارع. So in the previous lessons, we talked about علامة الرفع, علامة النصب, the sign of being marfu and the sign of being mansub. Okay, nominative and accusative. Now we're talking about jazm. Jazm. Jazm means it only happens in verbs. Majzum means sukun, right? Sukun. It only happens in verbs. Okay, these signs will only happen in verbs. That too, not in all verbs. Only in mudari, right? Only in mudari. Only in mudari. So what are the different signs of mudari? So first is hadfu harfi al-illa. Now, if it is a weak verb, right? We learned, if you did Madina book 2, in the last we learned about weak verbs, right? Mithal, ajwaf, and naqis. If it's a naqis verb, right? Naqis. So what you'll do is you'll hadfu harfi al-illa. So it will become majzoom by dropping the weak letter. Al-fi'l al-mu'tal al-akhir. It's not for all weak verbs, but only for the akhir one, the last letter. For example, lam yad'u sahibahu. He did not call his friend. So yad'u was actually with a waw. Yad'u. Right? So lam came. It became lam yad'u. Now you drop the waw. Lam yad'u sahibahu. He did not call his friend. La tarmil mawza. Again, rama yarmi is to throw. Rama yadmi is throw. No? Tarmi is you are throwing. And when you do la, right? La tarmi, prohibition, right? Don't do this. La tarmi with dropping the ya. Like you do la tadhab. Don't go. We'll give it a sukoon here. But here, these guys will not get sukoon because they're weak verbs. You will drop the weak verb. So tarmi with a ya will drop the weak ya. La nasa'a ilayhi, lam nasa'a ilayhi, we did not go towards him. Right? Lam nasa'a ilayhi, we did not go towards him. Or we did not seek him. Right? We did not seek him. Sa'a is to do, go, or you can say sa'i, you do sa'i, right? You walk or seeking, pursuing. Okay, this is the first sign of hadfu harfi al-illa. Hadfu harfi al-illa. Then we have hadfu nun, dropping of the nun. And if you remember mansub signs, here also it's the same. It's the same. You drop the nun in af'al al-khamsa, yaf'aluna, taf'aluna, taf'aluna, and then taf'alina. And all these you af'al 5 verbs, taf'alani. You drop the noon. So لا تفسدوا البيئة. See, it was actually تفسدون. You drop the noon. So what is the sign of being majzoom? Majzoom, not marfu or mansub, majzoom. What is the sign of being majzoom? Hadfun noon is the absence of noon. Don't spoil the environment. Lam yusafira ila makkata. And don't travel to Makkah. Lam yusafira. It was actually, you're talking to two people, right? Safara yusafiru, to travel. So, oh, sorry, not don't travel. They did not travel to Makkah. They both did not travel to Makkah. Lam means past tense, right? Lam yusafira ila makkata. They both did not travel. So it was actually yusafira ni. La tadlisi ala la. Don't sit on the earth. So it was actually when you're speaking to a girl, la tajlisi na, you drop the noon. It becomes la tajlisi. La tajlisi. And then a sukun, ma'ada dhalik. Whatever is there, we give a sukun. Ma'ada dhalik. Right? The remaining ones, we give a sukun. So what is the sign of being majzoom? You get a sukun. La tu'akhir salat al-fajr. Tu'akhir. Don't delay fajr salah. Sukun. La tu'akhirna salata. Again, this is mabni anyways. La tu'akhirna as-salata. When you're speaking to girls or women, you'll say La tu'akhirna. You'll add a noon niswa. This is mabni fixed. You don't see a sukun here. This is a fatha. You might say the sukun is there here. Yeah, you could say so, but it's not really majzoom. This is fixed. Lam yafhathna al-marida. They, women, did not see the noon is coming out, so they did not inspect the or examine the patient. Yafhathna. This is also mabni. I don't know why he gives in the sign of sukun, but this is literally mabni. These are fixed. يفعلنا تفعلنا is fixed. Anyways, التدريب الأول دع الأفعال التالية في جمل بحيث تكون مجزومة كما في المثال. I put the following verbs in sentences بحيث تكون مجزومة where it is مجزوم كما في المثال, like in the example. يلعب لم يلعب محمد. So we have to make it مجزوم, very easy. Right? لم يلعب, make it with a sukun. Lam yal'ab Muhammadun. So the meaning is what? Muhammad did not play. Muhammad did not play. Yaktubu. Same thing we can make. Anything. La taktub ya Hamid. Make it majzum. Don't write, oh Hamid. So we can write it like this. La taktub ya Hamid. Or something like this. Yumadisuna. Lam yumadis. You drop the noon. Lam yumadisu. Yumadisu. They did not practice. Madasa yumadisu. They did not practice or riyada, exercise or sports or whatever. Lam yumadisu. They did not do sports. Yad'u. Lam yad'u. Lam adu. I did not call. Whom did I call? You'll drop the wow. Right? Because it's a weak verb. Lam adu hamidan. I did not call Hamid. Right? Ilal haflati, to the party, or ilal walimati, whatever. Yadrusu. He studies. Khalidun. Lam yadrus. So it will not be yadrusu, no? Give it a sukun or jazm. Lam yadrus lil imtihani. Lil imtihan. Khalidun lam yadrus lil imtihani. Something very easy. Yas'a. Make it majzoom, he says. Like yas'a. Lam as'a. I did not do sa'i. Oh, lam as'a. I did not strive. Yes. Yas'a. Yas'a is also to strive. So lam as'a lil imtihan. I did not strive for the imtihan. Tatufani. You see the noon, drop the noon. You both did not do tawaf. Tafa yatufu is to do tawaf. Lam tatufa. Drop the noon. Lam tatufa. You both did not. So tatufani, you both did not do tawaf. Lam tatufa amsi. You both did not do tawaf yesterday. Drop the noon. Yaqdi. to spend. So lam or لا تقضي, don't spend. لا تقضي الوقت, don't spend the time. في اللعب or something. Don't spend the time in playing. تكنسين, كنس يكنس is to sweep, broom, vacuum. تكنسين, you're speaking to a girl. Anytime you see ina, that means you're speaking to a girl, right? Don't sweep this room. Something. لا تكنسي, you'll drop the noon, right? لا تكنسي هذه الغرفة. هذه الغرفة. لا تكنسي هذه الغرفة. يغسل, he washes. لم يغسل حامد, no. لم يغسل حامد خميسه. Hamid did not wash his shirt. Okay, so lam comes or la comes, la nahiya, you give it a sukun for normal verbs. But if it has a noon, except the third person or the second person feminine plurals, for them you won't change. You drop the noon, okay? For the yafalna, tafalna, you don't do anything. You drop the noon for the rest of them. Okay. And if it's a weak verb, like it has alif or waw or the ya at the end, you drop those weak verbs. Naqis. All right. التدريب الثاني اختر الفعل المضارع المجزوم مما بين القوس. You can help me with this in this exercise, right? So you can tell 1, 2, or 3. Anyone in the chat or whatever. I'll wait for a few minutes. If I don't get an answer, then I'll say the answer. يا بني لا داش النفايات في البحر. لا تلقي تلقيان. So which one? Anyone can say the answer. 1, 2, or 3. 1 is the right one and middle 3. Don't throw garbage in the sea. Is it tulqi? Is it tulqi or tulqiyani? All of them mean throw, but which is the correct one? Tulqiyani here means dual anyways. Alqa yulqi is the verb to throw. Any idea? So this is, it cannot be tulqiyani. Right? It cannot be this because ani will come only when it's speaking to 2 people. So we are left 2 options. 1 or 2? 2, correct. Ahsant. 2, why? Because la came, la nahiya, la of prohibition. It cannot be without, with a weak verb, a weak letter at the end, right? Weak letter at the end. It's a weak verb. So it cannot be la tulqi, la tulqi. Alqa yulqi is to throw, form 4. Is to throw. La tulqi nufayati fil bahar. Don't throw garbage in the sea. Ahsant. Now, ya abnai, la dash fil ardi. Second one. Oh sons, don't spoil the earth. Is it tufsidu or tufsid or tufsiduna? Afsada yufsidu is the verb. Form 4 again. Like aslama yuslimu, Islam. Afsada yufsidu, ifsad. Message is receiving late to you. Yeah. There's a delay. Is it a daily class? Only on Thursdays. Weekly. Yeah, there's a delay on the YouTube because Zoom has to transfer and then come on YouTube, right? One, correct. Alhamdulillah. 1, لا تفسدوا في الأرض. Right? They're like 5-second delay, I guess. 5 or 6 seconds delay. So you see 5 seconds later. لا تفسد on YouTube, right? Not on Zoom. المنظمتان لم داس العمل. 5 or 10 seconds, I guess. The 2 organizations are not tuhmilani are not tuhmilani means ahmala yuhmilu is to do carelessly or neglecting. Yeah, are not neglecting the work. Ahmala yuhmilu ihmal is neglect. So which one? One. Naam. What? No, not one. You see a noon, you have to drop the noon, not one. And it is dual, no? Not one. It is la lam tuhmila. This one. Drop the noons, huh? For duals. Lam tuhmila. The two organizations did not neglect the work. Nam did not neglect the work. Okay. Yabnati, oh my daughter. La dash al awraqa. Don't burn the pages. تحرقية. أحرق يحرق. حرق يحرق. Oh, okay. حرق يحرق. باب نصر ينصر. It's three letters. He did not use the fourth. أحرق يحرق. It would have been لا تحرقي. Which one is it? Number one. Number one again. Yes, this is correct. Number one. Number one is correct. لا تحرق الأوراق. Don't burn the pages. Don't burn the pages. Why? Because you dropped the noon. لا تحرق الأوراق. المسلمات لم إلى مكة حتى الآن. لم came. يتوجه. يتوجهن. يتوجهوا. Which one is it? The Muslims did not did not direct to Makkah till now. Did not head towards Makkah till now. Remember for two, Naam. Correct. يتوجهن. Correct. Two. Number two. المسلمات لم يتوجهن إلى مكة حتى الآن. Why is it not this? Because this is for singular. And يتوجه is for masculine plural. No? لم داش الأغنياء أموالهم على الفقراء. أنفق ينفق is to spend. And the rich did not spend. Yes, two. Correct. The two. Last one. The rich did not spend their wealth on the poor. أنفق ينفق. ينفق? No. It's not ينفق. Because rich, no, plural it is. Number one? No, not number one. Jazm, yes, ينفقوا. ينفقوا. لم ينفقوا. Okay, alhamdulillah. These are all the majzoom signs. Jazm. التدريب الثالث استخرج الأفعال المجزومة وبين علامة الجزم. مجزوم Can't we use mufrad verb here? No. Oh, yes. Wait. Correct, correct, correct. We have to use mufrad verb. Afwan. I'm sorry. Yes. Ahsant. Very good, very good. We have to, the correct answer is first one. Lam yunfiqil aghniyau. Yes. Yes. Because the verb came before. You cannot use the plural form. Nam. You cannot use plural form. You have to use the first one. Yes, this is correct. I didn't notice that. Nam. La bas. Nam. Inshallah. Nam. Lam yunfiqil aghniyau. Correct. We have to use the mufrad form. Yes. Excellent. Nam. Alhamdulillah. اوكي. التدريب الثالث استخرج الافعال المجزومه وبين علامه الجزم. آه... remove استخرج is extract the مجزوم verbs and why it is and the sign of being مجزوم. ويعلمكم, Allah says ويعلمكم ما لم تكونوا تعلمون, and he teaches you what you do not know. Where is the فعل المجزوم? It is تكونوا. Correct. تكونوا. And what is the sign of being مجزوم? حذف النون. You drop تكونون became تكونوا. حذف النون. نعم. الأفعال المجزومة تكون ويعلمكم ما لم تكونوا تعلمون. فمن لم يجد فصيام 3 أيام, and whoever does not find, then 3 days fast. فمن لم يجد فصيام 3 أيام. يجد correct. يجد. And علامة الجزم is the sign of being مجزوم is سكون. نعم علامة السكون. نعم. فإن لم يكونا رجلين فرجل وامرأتان. And if there are no 2 men, then a man and 2 women. Third one. يكونا. يكونا is مجزوم. And يكونان حذف النون is it's dual, right? It's dual. So يكونان became يكونا, absence of noon. وعلمك ما لم تكن تعلم, and he taught you what you did not know. So ما لم تكن مجزوم سكون, علامة الجزم السكون. علم يعلم to teach. معلم. Next. آتاكم ما لم يؤتي أحدا من العالمين. Came to you what did not come to anyone from the world. أحدا. Here it is. ما لم يؤتي. What is the sign? حذف حرف الإلا, and the absence of the weak letter. So آتا يؤتي is to give. نعم. آتا يؤتي. إيتي is the amr. يؤتي, it was with a ya, and the ya dropped. The ya dropped. وآتاكم ما لم يؤتي أحدا من العالمين. علامته حذف الإلا. إلا. The absence of or the disappearing of, omission of weak letter. قل يا أهل الكتاب لا تغلوا في دينكم غير الحق. Say, oh people of the book, don't go excessive in your religion without truth. لا تغلو. Yes, حذف النون. لا تغلو because of لا ناهية, no? Law of prohibition. لا تغلو في دينكم. وأيده بجنود لم تروها. And he أيد يؤيد is to support, and he supported him with armies which you did not see. لم تروها. Here also it is ترى. ترايا ترونا. ترونا, there was a noon. So lam came, dropped the noon. You dropped the noon. You drop the nun. ترونها. وأيده بجنود لم تروها. You all did not see. إذ يقول لصاحبه لا تحزن إن الله معنا. When Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, said to Abu Bakr, to his sahib, لا تحزن, don't grieve. Indeed, Allah is with us. So لا تحزن. حزن يحزن تحزن. Don't grieve. Indeed, Allah is with us. لا تحزن with a sukun. قل لا تعتذر. تحزن with a sukun. نعم. قل لا تعتذروا لن نؤمن لكم. Right? Say, don't give excuses. We will not believe you. لن نؤمن لكم. Majzoom again, حذف النون, the disappearance of noon. لا تعتذروا. لينفق ذو ساعة من ساعته. This is lam of amr, right? Lam of command. لينفق ذو ساعة. A person who has the ability should spend from his ability. A rich person should spend according to his means, and the poor according to his means. لينفق. You can see the sukun. لينفق. All right. Next one. داعي الأفعال التي بين القوسين في صورته الصحيحة. علامة السكون. نعم. بين القوسين في صورتها الصحيحة. Put the verbs between the two brackets in its correct form. Remember, after lam, there will be a mudari verb. الطالبان لم dash في الامتحان. This is the last exercise, right? Okay. الطالبان dash في الامتحان نجحا. No. After lam, it is always mudari. Yeah. So lam yanjaha, najaha. So what you do? Take the verb, make it into mudari. Najaha yanjahu, to pass or succeed, and then make it dual because it's talibani. So yanjahani. Now lam came, you drop the noon. Lam yanjaha. Naam. Talibani lam yanjaha fil imtihani. The two students did not pass in the exam. Al mujtahiduna durusahum kulla yawm. Because it says every day, we cannot use past tense again. And the hard-working students, yes, no, yaqra'u. There's no lam here. There's no lam here. Al-mujtahiduna yaqra'una durusahum. So we have to bring the noon here. This is marfu, rafa. There's no lam or whatever, right? Al-mujtahiduna yaqra'una durusahum kulla yawm. The hardworking students read their lessons every day. Yaqra'una, with the noon. Don't write on this type min al-waraqi ayyuhal muhmilan. Don't write on this type of paper, oh neglectful ones. Muhmilani, two neglectful ones. Muhmil, right? Oh, careless ones. Don't write. La, we are speaking to them. Ayyuhal muhmilan. Oh, careless you. La taktuba. Whenever you're speaking, the ta comes, right? لا تكتبا على هذا النوع من الورق أيها المهملان. Oh, careless people. Yes, تكتبا. Correct. يا زينب لا داش موعد الطبيب. نسيا. Don't forget. نسيا. لا تنسي. Will not say tansi, huh? It's tansai. Because tansa, tansayani, tansawna, and then tansayna, tansayani, and then tansayna again. This is naqis, no? It's not tansi. Because the last letter, nasiya, yansa, if it is an alif, a normal alif or the alif maqsura, then you have to bring a fatha. Because generally with the ya mukhataba, this is called, you have to bring kasra, right? La tafa'alina, lina. But here, la tansay. It was actually la tansayna. You drop the noon and become tansay. You should not read at tansi. No. Because yansa is an alif maqsura. So if it is an alif maqsura, you have to give the previous letter a fatha. لا تنسي موعد الطبيب, doctor's appointment. أيتها الصائمات, oh fasting women. لا dash هنا. Your message is being retracted. I cannot see your message on YouTube. Maybe لا تفطرنا, correct. Maybe it's Arabic and it's not accepting. I don't know. On YouTube, the message has been retracted. Okay. أيتها الصائمات لا تفطرنا هنا. Correct. Don't fast here. انتصف الدرس ولم dash المدرسون. The lesson ended. انتصف is the lesson reached its half point. What do you say? The lesson half intasafa is, I mean, almost half of the time is over of the lesson, and the teacher did not come. Hadara yahduru. So yahduril mudarrisuna. Yes, yahdur. Walam yahdur. You have to use singular form, huh? No plural, because fa'il is plural here. So yahdur. Ya akhi, don't spoil the environment. Ya akhi, don't spoil the environment. Oh, my brother, don't spoil the environment. La tufsid. Yes, afsada yufsidu. Af'ala yufi'lu form 4. La tufsidil bi'ata. Don't spoil the environment. Yabnata Sa'idin. Oh, daughters of Sa'id. Two daughters, Ibnata. Yabnata Sa'idin. La dash ba'idan. Don't go far. Don't go far. Yabnata Sa'idin. Oh, daughters. La tadhabani. No. The noon will be dropped. La tadhaba. Majzoom, no? Noon drop. Take the noon, throw it away. Because this is la nahiya. La tadhaba ba'idan. Lam dash ila al-akhyara. Illa al-akhyara. No one uh, no one accompanied except the akhyar, the chosen ones, except the good guys, or whatever. Sahiba yashabu is the verb. No one came with me, or no one came with except the khayrun akhyar, the good ones. Lam yashab. Here you have to use the plural. Why? Because there's no lam yashab. Yeah, we have to use a singular. Yeah, the file is here, akhyar. The illa doesn't work here. Yes, you have to use a singular. Correct. Lam yashab illa al-akhyara. Naam. La ghayr Allah ya rajul. Don't call anyone except Allah. Don't call other than Allah, oh man. La tad'u. Yes, we drop the wow. La tad'u ghayr Allah ya rajul. And we are done, alhamdulillah. This is ta'birun muwajjah. Directed expressions. حول الحوار الأول الوارد في هذه الوحدة إلى نص سردي مبتدئا بما يلي. So you have to keep continuing this. رجع أحمد من المستشفى حيث كان يزور ابن صديقه صالحا. Ahmad returned from the hospital where he visited his friend's son Saleh, الذي أصابه مرض السرطان, who was afflicted with cancer. So we have to keep going this story. And types of environmental pollution. كيف نحمي البيئة? How should we protect the environment from pollution? And this is writing, right? This is رقع. ترجو النجاة ولم تسلك مسالكها. إن السفينة لا تجري على اليبس. So he says, بيت شعر. ترجو النجاة, you want to save yourself. ولم تسلك مسالكها, but you're not seeking its ways. You're not trying, right? Inna safinata, indeed the ship, la tajri ala al-yabas, does not flow on dry land. Right? You have to have water. Okay. So he says that. So this is ruqa. If anyone wants to learn ruqa, there's a book called Mastering Arabic Script. You can find it, the PDF, on Google. Mastering Arabic Script. And it has step-by-step ways of, see, the ta is written like this in ruqa, right? Like this ta, and then jim, right? Something like this. Like, with the mouse, see, talju, because naskh is like this, right? So naskh is like this, talju. After completing next steps to mastering Arabic, Arabiyya Bayna Yadayk, you can try, inshallah. No? We can do these books. Yeah. And reading the whole Quran with translation, of course, right? Reading the whole Quran with translation, the next steps. Inshallah. But we should not focus so much. First focus should be on completing Medina books. Because that goal itself will take us minimum of 2 years or 1.5 years at least to understand it properly after revising and so on. Yeah. Al-imla al-alif al-malfudhatu ghayru al-maktubati. Now, this is some writing rules. Al-alif al-malfudha ghayru al-maktuba. This is which you speak this alif and which is not written. تنطق الألف ولا تكتب في بعد كلمات اللغة العربية. Alif is spoken, but you don't write it in some words like هذا. You don't write alif here. هذه, ذلك, هكذا, هذان, هؤلاء. In all of this, you're saying ha ha ha, not هذا, هذه. No, you're saying هذا. And lakin, not lakin. We don't write the alif. طه, you don't write it. الرحمن, Allahu, you write, you give a dagger alif on top in the Quran, but other places we don't do that. Allahu, al-ilahu, we write it as al-ilahu, but al-ilahu. And Yasin, Yasin is what it is, Yasin. Right, inshallah, next class we will do Al-Wahtu Sadisa Asra. And this is the last lesson of our book 2 of Al-Arabiyya Bayna Yadayk. Nam alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Last lesson of this. So we'll have 4 parts of this as usual. And we will finish this, alhamdulillah, this whole book. And then we'll start a new book, book 3 of Al-Arabiyya Bayna Yadayk. It took us almost 3 years to reach here. Nam alhamdulillah, because, yeah, 3 years. First class was on 29th March 2019. So 2020, 21. And this is not March, 2 years and 3 months to reach here. Inshallah, we'll finish this and we'll go ahead, inshallah. The next 2 books will also take us more 2 years, I guess, inshallah. But we'll finish it slowly, because we have only 1 class or sometimes 2 per week, inshallah. The next 2 books are more difficult and more advanced, where we can advance our language. And whoever wants to catch up can catch up by watching our videos on the channel, Arabic Enthusiast, and you can watch them. You can catch up very quickly, not quickly, but maybe in 6 months you can catch up, because we have holidays in Ramadan. So you have to watch till now to catch up with us, almost 50 plus 70, almost 130, 140 videos. Inshallah. If you watch like 1 day, 1 video a day, you can catch up in 170 days. Inshallah. That is for 6 months, 6 months minimum. Even if you watch 1 day, inshallah, because we have only 1 class per week, you can easily catch up if you want to. But it's a lot of work. It'll take 6 months, but you can catch up with us. In 6 months, we'll be still in book 3 in the first few lessons. Inshallah ta'ala, Jazakallahu Khairan. More last unit. Alhamdulillah, 4 classes. So a month more. And inshallah, we'll start in September, October. Yeah, maybe in September, inshallah, the new book. The new book. And we should be excited for, inshallah. Barakallahu feekum, Jazakallahu Khairan. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. See you on next Thursday. Inshallah. Sundays also we were having classes, but Sundays are going busy for me. Inshallah, we'll catch on next Thursday. Inshallah. Jazakallahu Khair. Barakallahu feek. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.